If you're over 60, that bowl of fruit you think is keeping you healthy might actually be weakening your legs. Surprised? You're not alone. Some fruits silently spike inflammation and drain muscle strength. Let's expose the worst offenders and protect your mobility. 1. Pineapple, the sweet trap that spikes and swells. Pineapple, sweet, tropical, and often the star of a fruit salad. It feels healthy, right? It's got bromelain, that famous anti-inflammatory enzyme you've probably heard about. And yes, bromelain does have benefits, especially when it comes to reducing swelling and easing joint pain in some cases. But here's the part they don't tell you. For seniors, especially those over 60, the rest of what comes with pineapple can quietly do more harm than good. Let's break it down. Pineapple is extremely high in natural acids and sugar, specifically fructose. Now, in your younger days, your body might have handled that sugar like a champ. But as we age, our circulation becomes less efficient. Blood vessels, especially those feeding the legs, feet, and joints, can stiffen or narrow. So when you eat a fruit that dumps a quick load of sugar into your bloodstream, like pineapple, it creates a surge. That surge damages the delicate capillaries in your lower limbs over time. What does that mean for you? Think fatigue in your thighs after a short walk, swelling around your ankles that wasn't there 10 years ago, that strange nagging ache in your knees by the evening. It's easy to miss because it doesn't hit you all at once. It creeps in slowly. And pineapple, despite its healthy reputation, could be playing a big role in that. If you've been eating pineapple regularly and you've noticed that leg discomfort won't go away, just cut it out for 2 weeks. No smoothies, no slices, no juice. Give your body a break and watch how it responds. You might be surprised how quickly your legs start feeling lighter, less swollen, and stronger. 2. Bananas, the sweet saboteur. I know, this one stings a little. Bananas seem like the perfect healthy snack, convenient, packed with potassium, and easy on the stomach. But here's what most seniors don't realize. Bananas are loaded with fast-digesting carbs and natural sugars. And once you cross 60, your body doesn't process them quite like it used to. The result? Sharp spikes in blood glucose that can leave your muscles feeling weak, your legs inflamed, and your joints under pressure. Here's a detail that makes a huge difference: the ripeness of the banana. Most people go for the sweet, spotty ones. But did you know a fully ripe banana has a glycemic index of 74, while an underripe one sits at 43? That means the riper it gets, the faster it spikes your blood sugar. With age, our insulin response slows down. These spikes can trigger low-grade inflammation that not only damages circulation, but also silently stresses the joints and muscles in your legs. Now for the part most seniors never hear: bananas can actually promote fluid retention. For anyone managing high blood pressure, heart conditions, or vascular issues, this bloating and swelling can be a huge problem, especially in the legs and ankles. But here's what's even more concerning. If you're taking ACE inhibitors or potassium-sparing diuretics, like a lot of seniors are, eating too many bananas can lead to high potassium levels and too much potassium. That can interfere with heart rhythm, kidney function, and even muscle control. Scary, right? And timing matters. Eating bananas first thing in the morning or late at night, especially on an empty stomach, can mess with your blood sugar rhythm and actually contribute to those nighttime leg cramps and restless sleep that so many seniors struggle with. So if you do love bananas, there's a smarter way to enjoy them. Stick to half a banana and always pair it with protein or healthy fats, like a handful of nuts or a spoonful of almond butter. And avoid eating them solo, especially on an empty stomach. A little change like this could make a big difference in how your legs feel throughout the day and how well you sleep at night. 3. Grapes, the tiny inflammation traps. This might just be the sneakiest fruit on the list. Grapes wear a clever disguise. They're small, sweet, and often praised for their antioxidant benefits. But if you're over 60 and dealing with leg stiffness or unexplained joint pain, grapes could be quietly making things worse. Grapes are packed with fructose. Now, fructose isn't inherently bad, it's a natural sugar. But when your body gets too much of it, especially in older age, that fructose can turn into uric acid. And if you've ever heard of gout, you know what uric acid does. It collects in joints, particularly in the toes, ankles, and knees, causing pain, inflammation, and a deep nagging stiffness that doesn't go away easily. What makes grapes tricky is how effortlessly we eat them. You don't peel them, slice them, or do any prep. You just grab a handful, then another. Before you realize it, you've eaten a few cups worth, each packed with more sugar than your body may be able to handle efficiently, especially if your circulation and inflammation response have already slowed with age. Yes, it's true that grape-based antioxidants like resveratrol can have positive effects on heart health and even muscle gene expression, especially in older women. But those benefits come with moderation. When you eat too many grapes in one sitting, that sugar load can spike inflammation and outweigh any potential perks. If you're someone who experiences a burning sensation in your big toe at night or tightness in your calves after walking, even though you're otherwise healthy, it might be time to check your grape habit. Try cutting them out for 10 days. If you notice less stiffness, less aching, or easier movement, your body might have just revealed a hidden trigger. 4. Watermelon, the sugary hydration hoax. Here's where a lot of seniors get misled. Watermelon feels like the perfect summer fruit. It's juicy, light, and about 92% water. So how could it possibly be a problem, right? But despite its hydrating reputation, watermelon has one of the highest glycemic indexes of any fruit, usually clocking in between 72 and 80 depending on ripeness. That's higher than a slice of white bread. What that number really means is that watermelon can send your blood sugar soaring in no time. And for older adults, especially those with slower metabolisms or creeping insulin resistance, that kind of sugar spike can spell trouble. When blood glucose rises quickly, your body scrambles to respond with insulin. But as we age, that response becomes sluggish. The sugar stays in your system longer, and what follows isn't just a crash in energy. It's low-grade inflammation that quietly stresses your joints, your blood vessels, and yes, your legs. That swelling you notice in your ankles after a walk, or the stiffness in your knees when you get up from the couch. If watermelon is a frequent guest in your fruit bowl, it could be a contributing factor. What makes it even trickier is that it feels so harmless. It's water after all. But without fiber or fat to slow absorption, all that sugar floods your system, and hydration without electrolytes is like pouring water through a sieve. It doesn't stay where you need it. So if you're reaching for watermelon to cool down, consider this swap. Go for cucumber slices or a handful of blueberries. They'll still refresh you, but without the sugar spike or the joint stress. Your legs and your blood sugar will thank you. 5. Oranges, the citrus culprit. I used to think that starting the day with a glass of fresh orange juice was the ultimate healthy ritual. It felt refreshing, packed with vitamin C, and gave that little jolt of energy. But what no one tells you, especially as you get older, is that oranges, despite their benefits, can quietly stir up trouble for your joints. See, oranges are loaded with citric acid, and while that acid might have gone unnoticed in your younger years, the aging body handles it differently. Over time, repeated exposure to acidic foods can worsen inflammation, particularly in areas that already bear the brunt of daily movement: your knees, hips, ankles. If you've been waking up stiff or noticing that your joints feel a little angrier than usual, your daily dose of citrus might be adding fuel to the fire. But it gets worse with orange juice. Drinking it is like sending a concentrated sugar acid cocktail into your system, without any fiber to slow the impact. It floods your bloodstream with sugar, triggers a fast insulin response, and then comes the crash. For many seniors, this means feeling sluggish, foggy, and surprisingly inflamed, not the bright start to the day you were aiming for. Here's something simple to try. For the next 2 weeks, swap your morning orange or juice with a few slices of papaya. It's lower in acid, gentle on the gut, and actually supports inflammation reduction. Just give it a shot and see how your body responds, especially those morning joints. You might notice less stiffness, easier steps, and a surprising return of energy you thought was gone for good. 6. Green apples, the sour strain on aging joints. That one caught me off guard too. Green apples have this reputation for being the healthier option, especially for anyone trying to avoid the sugar rush that comes with red apples or processed snacks. But there's a twist most people don't know, especially those over 60. The very thing that gives green apples their tart, crisp punch, that sharp sourness, is malic acid. And while it might be harmless, even helpful in a younger, more resilient body, aging bodies often don't handle it so well. As we get older, our gut lining becomes thinner and more sensitive. That means foods that once slid through the system without issue can now cause irritation, inflammation, or even subtle internal discomfort. Malic acid, in particular, can start to aggravate not just the digestive tract, but the soft tissues around your joints. So if you've been feeling a little tight in the hips, sore in the knees, or just unusually achy after a walk, especially when green apples are part of your daily routine, it's worth paying attention. Try swapping green apples for something gentler like ripe pears. Not only are they naturally lower in acidity, but when you pair them with a handful of nuts or a spoonful of nut butter, you'll help balance blood sugar too, keeping energy steady and joints a little happier. Sometimes it's the smallest food changes that make the biggest difference in how your body feels. 7. Mango, the tropical sugar bomb. What shocked me about mangoes isn't just how sweet they taste, it's how dangerously sweet they actually are. Most people assume it's a healthy sugar, but one average-sized mango can pack more than 30 grams of sugar. That's nearly as much as a can of soda. And while its glycemic index hovers around a seemingly moderate 51, that number doesn't tell the whole story, especially for older adults whose metabolism isn't firing quite like it used to. The real problem lies in how mango sugar behaves in your body. Its soft, juicy flesh means the sugar hits your bloodstream fast. No slowing it down. This rapid spike in blood glucose can light a fire of inflammation throughout your system, especially in your knees, hips, and ankles. Ever feel sore after eating something healthy? Yep, this could be why. And for those dealing with borderline blood sugar levels, cholesterol concerns, or joint pain that flares up out of nowhere, mango might be quietly making things worse. You don't need to cut it out completely, but moderation is key. Stick to a small portion, like a third of a mango, and balance it out with protein or healthy fats. That combo helps blunt the sugar spike and makes it easier on your joints. 8. Dried fruits, the concentrated danger. This might be the most overlooked threat on our list, and it's hiding in your trail mix, snack drawer, and even those so-called healthy breakfast cereals. Dried fruits like raisins, dates, and apricots may seem like a smart, natural choice, but here's the reality. When you take the water out of fruit, you're left with a sugar bomb in disguise. Let's break it down. A single date contains about 16 grams of sugar. Now imagine a handful. That's like downing a small dessert without even realizing it. Raisins, just a quarter cup, can have over 25 grams of sugar. And thanks to their glycemic index in the 60s, they cause your blood sugar to spike fast. And for seniors whose insulin response is slower and whose joints are already inflamed, that sugar rush doesn't just lead to energy crashes, it's a direct contributor to pain and stiffness, especially in your knees, hips, and ankles. But the problem doesn't stop there. These sugar surges can also increase uric acid, which is directly linked to gout flare-ups and joint discomfort. You might be eating these snacks thinking they're helping your digestion or giving you a quick energy boost, but for aging bodies, they're quietly stirring up inflammation and weakening circulation in the legs. You don't have to give them up completely, just treat dried fruit like candy. A tiny treat, not a daily staple. Stick to 1 tablespoon, and if you're going to enjoy it, pair it with a few almonds or pumpkin seeds to help slow down the sugar absorption and protect your joints from the inflammatory fallout. 9. Overripe bananas and high-sugar fruit combinations. Here's something most people never consider. The ripeness of fruit dramatically changes its sugar profile, and for seniors, that difference matters more than ever. A banana that's just a bit too soft? It has almost double the glycemic load of an underripe one. Those ultra-sweet grapes you love to snack on? They're likely sending your blood sugar on a roller coaster ride. And smoothies? When you toss in a blend of overripe banana, mango, pineapple, and maybe some juice for good measure, you're not sipping on a health drink. You're guzzling a disguised sugar bomb. This matters because as we age, our metabolism slows, our insulin sensitivity declines, and our bodies become more vulnerable to the long-term damage of inflammation. So when you overload on these high-sugar fruits, especially in blended forms like fruit salads or smoothies, your system simply can't keep up. The result? Blood sugar spikes that lead to crashes, joint stress, leg heaviness, and even swelling in the lower limbs. You may think you're doing your body a favor with all that fruit, but if it's not the right kind and in the wrong combinations, it can backfire hard. If you love your morning smoothie or fruit snack, you don't have to give it up completely. Just adjust your mix. Stick to one small serving of a low glycemic fruit, like blueberries, raspberries, or half a green apple. Then balance it with a scoop of protein, a spoon of nut butter, and even throw in some spinach or cucumber for fiber and hydration. This simple change keeps your blood sugar steady and your legs energized without sacrificing flavor. So let's bring it all together. You now know that not all fruits are created equal, especially when it comes to your leg strength and joint health after 60. The fruits you've been eating every day, bananas, grapes, watermelon, even orange juice, might be quietly draining your energy and weakening your legs. The real issue? Blood sugar spikes, hidden acids, and compounds that interfere with your body's ability to maintain strong, mobile muscles. The good news? You're not stuck. By swapping these troublemakers with leg-friendly fruits like berries, papaya, avocados, and pears, you give your body the fuel it needs to reduce inflammation, support muscle repair, and stabilize blood sugar. That means fewer cramps, better balance, and more freedom to move confidently every day. This doesn't require a dramatic diet overhaul, just a few smart shifts. Starting tomorrow morning, replace one problematic fruit with a better one. Watch how your body responds, how your joints feel, how steady your legs become, how much energy you regain. Your legs carry you through life. Don't wait for pain or stiffness to force a change. Make it now. Go to your fridge, look at your fruit bowl, and ask yourself, am I feeding strength or stealing it? Start today. Your future self is already thanking you. And if this video helped you understand your health better, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more simple, powerful tips that keep you strong and independent.